Good evening, you're watching Austin After Hours. I'm your host, Taylor Ellison. We've got some great Austin stories for you tonight. Here's a look at what's ahead. You've likely eaten countless Pete Terry's burgers, but do you know the man behind the stand? I'm sitting down with the Patrick Terry at his brand new restaurant, Taco Ranch, to get all the delicious details on creating one of Austin's most popular fast food chains. And she has almost 500,000 people across the globe up and dancing before sunrise. Radha Argwal shares how she created Daybreaker, the wildly popular morning dance party concept, plus all the details on her new book, Belong. And at just 11 years old, this bite-sized baker is the sweetest thing to come to a TV near you. Don't be fooled, she may be small, but she has a larger-than-life personality. We're chatting with Austinite Madison Totaro about competing on Food Network's Kids Baking Championship. But first, it's Nacho Average interview. We're going behind the counter at Taco Ranch to learn the art of nacho making with owner Patrick Terry. How do you go from a successful burger stand into tacos?
We've lost our minds, clearly.
So most people don't trust me in the kitchen. Thank you for letting me be
that's
back
okay.
here.
Trust me, they don't trust me either.
Okay.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous, but also a special experience, just like Taco Ranch. What makes it so unique?
We really do start from scratch on everything. Made our chips and our taco shells, our tostados, and everything is done here in the kitchen. We're chopping up the vegetables here and making our guac from scratch.
And that's why it tastes so good.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's made that way and made with love. So a staple item is the nachos.
Right. I think you have to start with queso.
Okay, well.
Let's do that and go crazy.
Oh, I can go crazy?
I know you can.
Okay. That's what I've always wanted to hear. Take the queso and go crazy.
And go crazy.
Is that right?
That's it.
Okay,
you did great. And then we're going to go with the taco meat.
Okay.
We got some.
Also, I'm being shy for camera. I would have done like 3 more spoons of that queso.
Spread some little
chorizo on there. Is this one of your go-to orders?
Yeah, this is it. This is it if I'm really feeling either a really good mood or a really bad mood, I guess.
Nachos are the answer?
Nachos are always the answer.
Okay,
we got some pico.
Well, you have to like put green on it.
You
oh,
can.
No, do you not?
You can if you like.
Okay.
I think you should do whatever you want.
Well, this is how I get my nutrients for the day. This is where my vegetables come in.
Can I give you some pico?
Oh, yes, please. Okay. Tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm having a salad.
That's right, it is.
It is a salad.
And then we've got sour cream.
Un poquito.
Just a little. Oh, all of a sudden it matters. I go crazy on that. I like the sour cream.
I'm saving room for the guacamole scoop.
Jalapenos?
No jalapeno zone. I
right.
cannot handle it.
All right, I'll go with the jalapeno.
This is the main event.
There we go.
Perfect.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that save.
And you saved it. And that's why they don't let me in the kitchen.
I will sacrifice anything for the guacamole.
That's right. Yours is better than mine.
I think they both look beautiful and unique and ready to eat. Shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So what do you call cheese that isn't yours?
What?
Nacho cheese.
You came prepared.
I did.
Thank goodness.
I've been saving nacho jokes.
One of us needed to come prepared today.
All day. I was like, I've got to keep that nacho joke in my back pocket for you. Cheers. Thank you for showing me the ropes on the nacho line over there.
You did great.
Did I? The thing that's nice about nachos, it doesn't matter what they look like because they always taste good, right?
That's true. It's absolutely true.
How do you go from a successful burger stand into tacos?
We've lost our minds, clearly. We were looking for a challenge, and this is a challenge. There's no doubt about it. We like things that are hard, but not impossible.
Yeah.
It's taken a while, but I think we've got it. I think we're in a really good place with what we're serving.
Pete Terry's has become like a staple and an iconic spot in Austin. When you set out to open that first one, did you imagine it would unfold in that way?
No idea. The only thing I really wanted to do, I knew we wanted to do more than one. You can't forget my wife, Kathy, right there with me. To do 2 or more would be, really something that would be a learning experience.
Yes.
And for the first few years, when we opened at Lamar and Barton Springs, the original location, people didn't get what we were doing. 14 years ago, when we brought the all-natural beef to Austin, the hormone-free, antibiotic-free, vegetarian-fed beef, I mean, there were a lot of people that just didn't get what we were about. And so, we just kind of held steadfast to what we were trying to do. And then eventually it caught on.
Proliferated,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And now you got people waiting all morning
Well, we
for
hope
your
so.
drive-thru to open. So you talked about holding steadfast. What was your mindset at that point? How do you keep going at a time when you kind of feel like you have to explain something to everyone around you?
Well, what we decided to do was that we would just put up on a board, which is at every store, and it's at Taco Ranch as well, here's what you're eating. And if it matters to you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And we just kind of let the customer decide if it was important to them. You know, there's a policy around here, and I think it comes from me. Who knows at this point? But we don't really like getting in people's faces. We let people decide for themselves what they want, and then we just provide that.
Yeah.
And so there's no hard sell. It's just not who we are.
Yeah, and you let people find something on their own that you know is quality and that you're confident about.
Yeah, we've always known it, and it's just a matter of that customer figuring it out.
So we've got to spend some serious quality time with your wife, Kathy.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what that conversation looked like when you guys, are multiple locations of Terry's in, and you're like, hey, honey, let's open a taco
Oh,
stand.
God. Well, fortunately, she was in another country.
Okay, that does work out nicely
so
for
it
you.
was a long-distance phone call. Kathy is great because she's always in. It's kind of like, you really want to do that? And I'm like, not if you don't want to, but I just think it might be a fun thing. And then to her credit, these are really mostly her recipes. And Kathy will be the first to tell you she's really not into cooking. So this was a real moment of love that she just got in there and worked it out. She and I are both from West Texas, so we pulled out a few West Texas recipes that we always keep in our back pocket. God bless her, she was in.
God bless her, that's right. You have created such a great company culture, and you do really special things to create that loyalty and community here.
We have 900 employees now, and up until about 350, Kathy made every birthday cake. Every employee gets a birthday cake on their birthday. And I deliver the cakes. Nobody ever gives me credit for that.
Yeah, that's just as special. You
I'm
come
kidding.
bearing the gift.
I'm kidding. And so now we actually have a woman whose sole job is to drive around in a P. Terry's furnished vehicle to deliver 900 plus birthday cakes a year. Everybody gets a Christmas bonus, depending on how long they've been with us.
Wow.
So, I think it was over $100,000 this year in Christmas bonuses. And this is for not management, this is for the guys taking your order and prepping your food. But I think the thing that we do that has ingrained us to the people who work with us every day is that we offer non-interest loans. I recall in my life those times when there wasn't much money in the account and something bad happened, a major repair on a car. And so how it started was an employee once said, well, my truck broke down. And I said, okay, you're gonna be able to get to work. Well, no, I don't have the money to get it fixed. And so it started with just here, go get it fixed. And then it just blossomed into, I guess there's probably $40,000 out right now in non-interest loans. And, but it allows that employee, frankly, to not be burdened by something, big that happens or bad that happens in their lives. And at the same time, it keeps an employee pretty loyal.
Yeah, it allows you to have a successful company culture.
Works out both ways.
If you had to eat one item on the Taco Ranch menu for the rest of your life,
nachos.
It'd be the nachos. Well, good thing we have that.
No doubt it's crazy. In the last 6 months, I've eaten more Taco Ranch than P. Terry's, 5 to 1.
What?
Yeah,
Is that possible?
I eat these nachos, these silly nachos every day.
Well, I'm glad that we have them and that we get to share them with you. Cheers to you, Patrick. Thank you for this.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for having me, is what we say here. Nachos and sangria, the perfect pair. Make sure you check out Taco Ranch and stick around. MTV calls her one of 8 women who will change the world. After the break, we meet Radha Argwal.
How can we gather humans in a more meaningful and intentional way? Like, let's stop throwing wine and cheese parties. Okay?
You are all about creating community, and I feel like you've done that from the second that we met you. Thank you for welcoming us into your space here today. So why do you think it's so important to create community?
community is the most important thing we can give ourselves and each other. It's the most generous act we can do as human beings for one another and for ourselves. And yet people don't really know how to belong. They don't know how to find their friends. And I bought every book I can find on community building, and they were all very theoretical in nature. They were very sort of, here's why belonging is important. But I just wanted the tangible, like, how do I belong? If I feel lonely, if I move to a new city, if I just got divorced, if I'm starting all over, just hold me by the hand and tell me what to do.
We need the guidebook.
Give me the guidebook.
Yes.
So I illustrated and wrote this book, and there are 20 exercises in the book that really helps you find your friends and build community.
What a special concept. So the book is Belong. Can you give us a window into what some of those exercises are?
And the first half of the book actually is all about going inside, because belonging starts with you.
Right.
I think so often, especially today, we're so focused on what society wants of us, what our parents want of us, what the world wants of us. We forget actually what do we want. So step one is going inside and asking yourself some very sort of specific questions. The first being, who are the 5 people I'm surrounding myself with today?
Yeah.
Write them down, right? Are they bringing you up? Are they bringing you down? Are they grandfathered in because they're friends you've known forever? So really just take an audit of your friend group right now, your community, who you surround yourself with. And then second thing is, write down sort of what are your values today? What do you care about, right? What are my interests? I call it your VIA chart. So what are your values? What are your interests? And what are your abilities? And really spend some time getting gooey with yourself. And my abilities are, what am I actually good at bringing to a community? So what would you say is your sort of biggest gift that you can bring to your friends?
I have a very optimistic, positive attitude.
Yes, I can totally feel that. Yeah. And yeah, for me, it's like I love gathering people in my space. And so I love hosting. My girlfriend, she brings a bag of like little tea lights and candles wherever she goes.
She sets the mood.
She sets the mood.
I love her.
Yeah, exactly. I have another group of friends who bring instruments whenever they come to our homes. They can add some vibes and things, right? So what can you contribute to your community? And how can we gather humans in a more meaningful and intentional way? Like, let's stop throwing wine and cheese parties. Okay?
I need some tarot cards. I need some yoga.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think we're competing against the casinos in our pocket. We're competing against our cell phones, which are so sort of scintillating and interesting, and there's so much to look at and explore. So when we gather in real life, we have to really be more creative today. I spent the last 5 years building community called Daybreaker, specifically a community of 500,000 people in 25 cities all around the world. And we're a community that wakes up before people go to work, and we dance with reckless abandon.
And she is not exaggerating. You guys are bringing the joy to sunrise.
That's right, and without substances, right? Our whole thing is right now there's a codependence between having fun and getting drunk. And I can't dance because I need a drink in my hand. There's so many limiting beliefs that we set on ourselves. And so our goal was, let's create a space in the morning when it's a safe space for women to not feel creeped out, where you're replacing the mean bouncers with a hugging committee.
Yes.
We're replacing the alcohol with green juice, coffee, and tea, and getting people out of their homes and out of their earbuds and gyms, right, and onto the dance floor where they're connecting, where they're actually sort of holding each other's hands and hugging one another and really connecting in a meaningful way. And it's for all ages too. So we're trying to also connect, young kids back to our elders. Jane Goodall's been a daybreaker, all the way down to little toddlers. And the whole idea is that we all used to dance around a fireplace before, and now we're siloed as millennials and Gen Z and Gen Y and baby boomers. And the goal is to stop all of these labeling and stop siloing ourselves and get back together on the dance floor.
Which is, amen, sister.
All before going to work.
Yeah, all before you've even brushed your teeth or taken a shower.
Right.
Hopefully you brush your teeth. When you first presented this idea to your friends or your husband or your close community, what did they say?
They were like, you're crazy, but I'll try it. And that's the thing. I talk about FYFs in my book. I call them F yeah friends, and it's like, a little,
FYFs.
FYFs. You need some friends who are like, F yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
Ands and FYF.
F yeah, right, nice, you know? And you just need friends who are just gonna say, all right, that's weird, it's morning dance party, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'm gonna wear glitter before going to work. Every event is always a mystery. You never know where it's gonna be next. Millennials particularly are very sort of short attention span.
Right.
So you wanna change it so it doesn't get boring. Yeah, and I always say community is built at the intersection of mystery and safety, right? The mystery of not knowing where or how or who or what you're gonna experience, but the safety of knowing, it's gonna be cool people, well produced, beautiful, delicious food and beverage, all those kinds of things, right? So if you're just safe, but then it's boring after a while. If it's just mysterious or you don't know what you're going to get, it can be quite daunting and scary sometimes for people. So we want to really present both so that people continue feeling like, oh, that I belong here. I feel that exhale and I'm home.
Absolutely. Creating this book, what are things that you discovered you didn't expect?
Oh wow, so many things. Across all age groups, right? We have about 10 or 12 inflection points in our lives. When we go to school for the first time, when we graduate college, when we move to a new city, when we fall in love, when we have a new baby, when we retire. There's so many moments in our lives. And across the board, everyone feels the same thing, which is, wait, I'm starting all over again. I'm in transition. That's a term I've heard a million times now. It crosses all age groups. Right, that was the big discovery, is that, it's not just us. It's young people, it's teenagers, it's elders, it's all of us. If we can solve belonging or lack thereof, we solve every social issue on the planet. Gun violence, obesity epidemic, political polarization, anxiety and depression. I mean, all of these social issues that we're facing today can be solved with one single thing, and that's community and belonging.
I'm inspired. I love it so much. And that one single thing you need in your life is her book, Belong. Make sure you check it out. Thank you for this time today. I'm so grateful. Congratulations to you. You can find Belong anywhere books are sold. And up next, it's a sweet segment with Kids Baking Championship contestant Madison Totaro. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Ali Khan, host of Spring Baking Championship and Cheap Eats on Cooking Channel, and you're watching Austin After Hours. First round's on me, then you're gonna pay.
And then I saw the cookies with a bunch of sprinkles on
Does
them.
it get any better?
I don't think so.
Are there ever too many sprinkles?
Never.
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 So this is what my dreams look like. Is this what your dreams look like?
Yep.
Every sweet imaginable is right here, and you know a thing or two about baking.
I have been baking up a storm with all my orders and just for fun.
So how old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
You're 11 years old, and you're already a kids baking champion contestant. How do you get into a place like that?
I applied for the show and they liked me, so.
Well, what's not to like? You're as sweet as a cupcake.
Thank you.
So what'd you love about being in the kitchen?
At first it was more spending time with my grandma, and then it was baking, and we had to give away some sweets because it was getting to the point where we were all about to get chubby.
Your kitchen was filling up with sweets, huh?
Yep.
So you had to practice moderation. So what were some of the first things you learned to bake?
We started with the easy stuff like cupcakes, cookies, and then we got into the more advanced stuff like tarts, pies.
So where do you get your confidence in the kitchen from?
I like being the boss.
You do?
Yes, I like being the boss. And I liked having my own little section in the pantry, having flour, sugar, and I always kept it clean. Well, my parents could disagree, but you never know. And then I would always have all my sprinkles in one big container.
Speaking of sprinkles, we get to be surrounded by a lot of sprinkles here.
Yes, a lot of sprinkles. The flour's in a jar of sprinkles. And then I saw the cookies with a bunch of sprinkles on
Does
them.
it get any better?
I don't think so.
Are there ever too many sprinkles?
Never.
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 I feel like we agree on so much.
Yes.
We agree on sprinkles. We agree on nails.
Nails.
We love Kendra Scott jewelry.
Oh yeah.
What are we thinking? Neither of us are wearing Kendra today. We gotta
I know.
change that.
We have to up our game.
You brought quite a game to Kids Baking Championship. What was that experience like?
Amazing. Everyone was just so good to work with. Food Network was awesome to be on, and I love Kids Baking Championship, the show, so.
Tell me what your reaction was like when you found out you were gonna be on the show.
My parents came in at 9 o'clock, and they told me I didn't make it. And I got so sad. I'm like, but I thought I did great. And then they're like, just kidding, you made it. And I was about to cry. And my sister's like, what's going on? Because she was asleep. Well, we called my grandma because she had to know,
Of
you
course,
know? She's
yeah.
my grandma, and we were just so excited.
That show, it can get pretty intense in the kitchen. How do you keep it
can.
cool?
Well, I just remember that it's supposed to be fun, and that's all I have to think about, having fun and trying to do my best. I met a lot of people, and my best friend, Naya and Jenna, they were amazing, and I still talk to all of them to this day.
What do y'all talk about?
Icing tips and piping bags.
Yeah. Natural sixth grade
Natural
stuff.
sixth grade stuff. I am so excited for everyone to see it because it really is a family show. You know, everyone can see it.
What was one of the most exciting experiences on the show that you can tell us about?
I think it was meeting Duff and Valerie because, and the kitchen. It looks like a store. Like, honestly, I would shop in that store. I would. They had all types of pans. It's like if you wanted a pan, you go over there, you get that pan and 10 other of those pans.
You can make anything you want.
Yes.
It's like your dream kitchen.
And then Valerie and Duff were so encouraging. Whenever one of the contestants or I had a hard time, they would just tell us that we're doing good and it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful.
And that's a good lesson for life, not just in the kitchen,
yes.
right? So what'd you learn about yourself in that process?
I learned about myself that I can hurry if I want to because I didn't know I could be that quick.
I bet your parents would like to see that in the morning when you're getting ready for school.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of wish I could do that now, but I kind of just want to be on my phone and sleep more.
Okay, so I want to know, when I'm sitting with a baking expert like you, what do you think about when you find desserts?
I think that desserts are amazing, and I love bakeries, especially because I want to own one when I'm older.
What would you name it?
I would name it Madison Bakes.
Okay, so what would Madison Bakes head baker think about these treats right here? I brought you some cookies. I'm scared to lift it because I don't want you to see the ones I got started on.
Yeah.
Here.
I think that I love all the sprinkles because when you go sprinkles, you can't go home, you know?
Yeah, no, let's see. What would that saying be? Eat sprinkles or go home.
Yeah, eat sprinkles or go home.
Let's eat
We
sprinkles.
just started a new trend.
Perfect! Let's eat!
Mmm,
What do you think?
that's good.
Oh, it's really good.
I love white chocolate chip cookies.
You're gonna finish yours?
Maybe. I feel offended. Thank you.
Okay, so you love things that are sweet. So we're gonna do a little round of sweet versus sour. If you love it, it's sweet. If it's sour, you don't love it.
Okay.
Painting your nails,
That's sweet.
going to the movies,
Sweet.
doing homework,
Sour.
walking the dog,
Depends on the weather.
pancakes for breakfast.
Sweet.
What's your go-to breakfast? The cupcakes.
I want it to be.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Playing with cats.
Not sweet. I'm not a cat kind of person, you know?
Wearing
Yeah.
Kendra Scott jewelry.
Sweet.
Going on television.
Amazingly sweet.
Ooh, baking with family and friends.
Like I said, I like to be the boss, so in the middle, you know? When I'm baking with my sister, it's like, okay, now you can pour the sugar in, because they just want to add it all in, and it's like, you gotta do the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. It's a process.
Lucky for all of us, you understand it. So we don't have to think much about it. We just get to eat your delicious desserts,
Yeah.
right? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Cheers. Can't wait to see you on Kids Baking Championship. Should we eat another
Thank you.
cupcake just to
Oh,
celebrate?
yeah.
There's never too many cupcakes.
Actually, this is cookie brownie, and I love cookie brownie. I would make it all
well,
the
you
time.
know what? Forget the minis. You must need the big one.
Yes.
You can follow along with Madison's endeavors on Instagram at Madison Bakes. And thanks for hanging out with us tonight. For more episodes, find us on YouTube and click subscribe, and we'll see you right back here next week on Austin After Hours. Have a great weekend.